Hello, everyone. Well, thank you so much for the 10,000 subscribers. I've just passed that mark a few days ago, and I really appreciate it. A lot of you have commented, and I really appreciate the comments, the sharing. It really helps this channel grow. The point of this channel is to help people learn ASL. And my technique, my way of teaching might be a little bit different than most. I've been in the habit of teaching hearing people. I do try to teach by immersion and signing only ASL, not using my voice to turn it off. I've done it various different ways. So this channel's kind of a combination of many different techniques, but for now I'm going to be using my voice mostly. It's more comfortable to learn it this way. It's a little bit longer, but most people, it seems in this culture, can only keep their focus maybe 1 minute at a time. So that's kind of where I'm going now. If this channel makes me money, great, awesome. But I'm still going to do this channel no matter what. I was born a coda. Both my parents are deaf. My wife is deaf. I have aunts, uncles, cousins that are deaf. It's all I do. It's what I do. At home, I sign all the time. So why not sign in front of a camera, or I should say camera now, iPhone, right? Camera. And just teach people so that they can learn to sign. The point of teaching is so that all of us can learn ASL and communicate with the deaf and the hard of hearing. So life is not so isolating for those that are deaf. And if I'm kind of focused on bridging that gap, taking the deaf world, the hearing world, and drawing them a little bit closer together so that we could become a really strong community. And I think that's why I'm here. I think that's why, my faith helps me understand my role and my purpose here on this earth to help those understand ASL, learn it, sign it, so that deaf and hard of hearing can be part of our hearing community, and we can be part of theirs. And we don't have to be stuck in our corners, right? So so I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick focus on where I'm going to go. So I'm going to continue to do the words, two words a day, and maybe like a brief sentence at the end of the video. Right now I'm on G. I'm going to go to Z. Once that's finished, then I'm going to go back to A's again, but I'm going to pick the words that I have not referenced before. So I'm going to pick the words that I've not talked about in the A, B's, and C's. And there'll be less common words, or they might be synonyms, similar words to what we've learned. So I'll try to do that. While I'm doing that part, the second time, I'll be doing more phrases, focusing more on grammar, syntax, picking up pieces that make more sense, maybe in this format. Maybe do longer videos with a dry erase board and kind of explain a little bit more. But that's for the audience that really wants to kind of dive in deep about what ASL is and how it's formed and stuff like that. If you've noticed, I've been signing and speaking at the same time. Now, I don't want to, mislead you or go astray, but the signing and the speaking at the same time is not ASL. It's what they call exact English. Or signed exact English, SEE. ASL has its own grammatical and syntax structure, completely different. I've been told, and I don't know Spanish that well, but I've been told that it's very similar to Spanish. The structure is very similar, but it has its own. So it's going to be different. You gotta understand, ASL is more picture-based. It's like if you want to describe the elephant, you got to bring the elephant in the room first, and then expound on it, talk about it. Look how big it is. Look, it's Look at its feet. Wow, it's so wrinkly. It's gray. Look at the trunk, and it's so tall. And man, it smells. Whatever. So all the stuff that you use to describe it comes after. It's you got to place the object in the room first. And there's placement. Where do you place the things that you're talking about? So there's a lot of stuff that goes on with ASL that languages have, but it's based on a pictorial concept. There's similarities to different sign languages around the world, and ASL is just one sign language in the world. There's many other sign languages around the world. Now, I'm a little bit biased. I think ASL is the best. That's just my opinion because I grew up in America, so that's how it is. But I think ASL is pretty unique in the sense that most of the signs, in my opinion, it seems like it connects to the real world and how we live our lives. It's there's a word for it. It's eluding me right now. It's kind of falling, but it's kind of picturesque. It makes sense. It connects to what we do with our hands and our bodies. So that's that. Just a quick example so you can understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do a quick sentence. I'm going to do this in exact English, and then I'm going to do it again in ASL, but I'm going to turn off my voice. And then I'll have the text up on the screen so you'll see it. So I just came back from church. I was interpreting for a lady who needed to take off today. So ASL. Okay, so hopefully you can see the differences. There's some similarities, but some differences. And you can see my facial structure, my facial expression was different between the two. It's kind of funny. There's many stories, and I'll probably share some of those. But the one story I can share now is my wife. She's deaf. She was. We're not sure when she became deaf. She either born deaf or she became deaf when she was about a year or 2 years old. We don't know. We don't know when it happened, but when she was discovered, found to be deaf, they taught her. She went to a mainstream school. They taught her ASL. So she learned ASL a little bit later when she was a toddler. Different story. I was taught ASL since I was a baby. My mom taught me everything. And most of the signs that I do now are from my mother. So when people say, hey, I didn't sign it that way, or you're wrong for signing it that way, I'm like, well, I learned it from my mom, so you're trying to tell me that my mom is wrong, and that's bad to do for me because I'm very, I don't know, a little possessive, like my mom's right. It's like the cooking thing, right? My mom cooked it this way, and she's right. So, but anyways, where I was going to go with this. Oh, so we'd go out in public, my wife and I, we'd go to a function with other deaf people. And we would just be chatting, talking, and stuff. And my wife, her demeanor is different than mine, especially in public or talking and fellowshipping with other people, especially deaf people. And so my wife's just more, just kind of like matter of fact and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of in her zone, if you will. She's and me, I'm kind of all over the place. I grunt, I make noises. It's not on purpose. It's just how I am with deaf people. I don't think about the hearing world. I think about how I think. In my mind, I think in ASL. I think in pictures. I think in signs. That's how I am. That's how I've been raised. So when I do that, other people outside the periphery, they'll come in or they'll ask and they'll say, hey, so where'd you go to school? Did you go to FSDB? Did you go to a deaf and blind school? And I'm like, no, I'm hearing. And they're shocked. They say, there's no way you're hearing. We've been watching you sign. You look deaf, like completely deaf. And I said, you understand, I was raised with a deaf family. I signed this way my whole life. In some ways, my heart is deaf. And it's kind of weird that way, but that's just how it is. And they think my wife is hearing because she was raised with a hearing family and all the mannerisms that come with that. So they swear, no, she's hearing and you're the one that's deaf. And I'm like, no, it's actually reversed. I'm hearing. So they get shocked, but that's just how it is. So anyways, so again, thank you for hanging with me in this channel, learning ASL, learning the signs, the words, the phrases, the longer sentences, and hopefully you'll be blessed for learning it, whatever the reason might be, whether it's you know someone that's deaf, or you think it's a beautiful language, whatever the reason. Thank you for learning. And I hope, and my prayer is, that all of us can use ASL to benefit other people, to benefit the deaf world, the community that surrounds us, and help those who are in need. God bless and take care.